Hey, what's up, friends? Welcome back. So it's been a minute, I admit, since I've made any videos, and that's because I haven't really made much progress lately. But here's what's happening. First of all, Mother Nature and animal life has once again introduced itself into the engine bay. So I'm going to clean up a little bit, and my plan is to just get something done on the car so I can feel like I'm moving forward. One of the things that's been happening since it's been sitting is I just decided to clamp this down. You remember how this trim was not really sitting down really well, just because of the angle. So I've literally had these clamps on here for like 2 weeks, and well, this one isn't on anymore, but yeah, I had this one clamped on, pushing that down. I'm not expecting miracles, but that should help theoretically. Some of the things I might do is start to insulate this upper area, because I can do that and that'll just be done. I don't really want to do the whole floor because I'm probably going to be crawling in and out of here, although I may do it and then put some temporary like rubber down or some kind of indoor outdoor carpeting just to protect the insulation part, because I'm going to tape it like our buddy Mark with Mark Durbin did. I like the idea of taping it down, not putting something that's kind of semi-permanent into the car, just in case anybody in the future might want to restore it to a kind of more original shape. I think that's probably a good move. One thing I need to do is get the actual radiator that I bought for the car in here. This is the original radiator, and I think it has a little leak, although it's not leaking now, but then it hasn't been under pressure. But what I got was an aluminum, I got a DeWitt aluminum radiator, but it looks stock. And so I'm excited about that. I decided, since I turned the engine over a little bit, I wasn't able to start it, but I did turn it over, cleaned it up. There's a few little things that I think are preventing me from getting a spark on here and getting it running. One is that the choke, this has an electronic choke. The carb's not original, it's like from a 78. It's still a quadrajet, but it's a 78. Has electronic choke, not hooked up. It was kind of jimmy rigged into something over here, but I want to do this right, so I need to run this in and have it be like key on, power. So that's not connected. I probably realistically won't be able to get the engine started until I hook up some of the dash area, just to make sure that all the wiring is where it needs to be. So short-term goals is get the radiator installed, and with that I can put the fan back on. I have the fan off over here, and I realize that a lot of people are like, oh, get rid of this old heavy weird original fan and get a nice flex fan and blah blah blah, but I'm not going to do that yet. I'm not going to do any of that. I want to keep the engine and the car looking pretty stock, so I'm just going to go with the older stuff. I know it's not as great as the new stuff, but why don't I just buy a new car, right? If I'm going to do all that and just turn it into another vehicle slowly, might as well just buy a different car. Get a Toyota Camry if that's what you want. If comfort and efficiency is what you're after, don't drive one of these. Anyway, that's it. That's it for now. So I guess I'll put the question out to you guys. Like, I have the vintage air to install, but I'm pretty far away from actually getting this thing fired up and moving. So I don't want to fully install it because, as some of you know, you have to go get it. You have to get the system hooked up once you start opening up the seals, because then the moisture can start getting into the components, and that's not good. And so even when you install it, you got to get it over somewhere. They dry it, they make sure there's no moisture in there, and then they fill it and they do all that. I'm a little ways away from that right now, but I do want to get some of the other things like the radiator, maybe the shroud, just kind of get this back together a little bit. And then get the cabin back together slowly. I've got to replace this. I got a new handle because this is broken. So I bought a new one. I got to replace that. Not a big deal. I just want to start doing little things so I can make some progress. But I guess my question is, if you were in my position, what would you start doing? What would you do next? You know, I want to insulate maybe the front part of this. And then I'll save this part because I'm going to be, you know, in here. I don't want to mess it up. But do that. Get the radiator together, generally hooked up. All this is done. This shouldn't need anything for now. I'll get the radiator done. Then I can start installing the vintage air components. And then I need to get... Do I even need doors to take it over to get an alignment? Probably. But I could just slap the doors on. They don't have to work much. Yeah, what do you guys think? What would be my next steps? So that's where I'm at. Thanks for watching. See you guys soon.